Sorry about that, I just slipped up on which transition to use. Welcome to the first and the third maths live streams. Actually, what I have done for these are not actually totally live. I pre-recorded all the answers, so hopefully that allows me to keep an eye on chat in case there is a question. Straightforward, trying to get some sketches on these rotations. Do here. Forgive me for any of my rough drawings. You can see we've got this rectangle rotating into the cylinder and this triangle rotating into this cone. What rotate should be rotated to generate a sphere? Well, I hope you drew a semicircle to get a sphere. So you can see that that will just rotate into a ball-like shape. Admittedly, my drawing needs a little bit more work, and hopefully you can see that a semicircle will generate a sphere. Sketch the solids to be generated when following the four laminae are rotated around the marked axis. So we want to rotate this around that axis. So you can imagine a circle being formed by that rectangle and then this bit as a cone. So you can imagine a cylinder and a cone combined. And this one you should hopefully imagine one cylinder being formed by that rectangle. Sorry, my drawing is not very good there. And then another cylinder being formed on top of it by this rectangle here. And you should hopefully spotted that we get sort of a wine glass shape being formed around this one. And this one, actually, if it's been rotated around there, you're going to get sort of like a donut shape, which is not so easy to draw. Okay, that's going to turn into a kind of donut shape. If you can imagine that circle there. Okay, being rotated round to form that donut shape. Right, here's question 2. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to have a go at question 2. form the second and third terms of the series. So we've got the first term here. So the second term, we're going to put 2 into here. So we get 2 times 3 minus 2 times 1, because r is 2, r minus 1 is going to give me that. That's going to be the second term. My third term, so just put r in, we get 3, and then we get times by 4, minus 3 times by 2. And we can write down the 30th term of the series. We're going to go down here and write it here, 30 times 31 minus 30 times 29. Now we're going to write down the parts of the second terms which sum to 0. Well, what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to actually write this out in order in a pattern that makes it easy to see what's going on. So I'm going to write this out here, and then I'm going to write 2 times 3 minus 2 times 1, and I'm going to write here 3 times 4 minus 3 times 2. And I'm going to just use this idea of cancelling. So this will cancel out with this, and this term will cancel out with this. And we're just going to get left this term, and they're going to keep cancelling until we get to the very end. So if we look at the end, now we're going to look at the 30th term. Well, the 30th term was 30. Write that down. Let's just get that back. So the 30th. The 30th term, our last term, so we get 30 times 31 minus 30 times 29. And the term before that will be 29 times 30 minus 29 times 28. And the term before that will be 28 times by 29 minus 28 times by 26. And again, we can do some more cancelling. So we can see that one will cancel out with that one, and that one will cancel out with that one there. And this must cancel out with the previous one, and this one must cancel out with the next one. So we're all going to cancel in between the last, the last and the first term, and it's just going to leave you this. So the sum is just going to be equal, if we go from 1 to 30, it's just going to leave us 30 times 31 minus 1 times 0. So it's just 30 times 31, which gives us 930. Right, here's question 3. I think just to get going on this, it should take you no more than 2 minutes to have a go at these 2 sketches. So here you go. So we're going to look at what happens when we use this transformation where we enlarge by a scale factor 2. I prefer the name enlargement scale factor 2 on these vertices. And we're going to sketch the image of this when it's happened. And we're also going to sketch the image of this under this transformation where x goes to x plus y and y goes to x minus y. What I'm going to do to illustrate that is to use my friend Desmos and show you how that looks. So here's our original graph here, okay, where we've got A, B, C, D. And then what I did is I plotted the points. I enlarged all these points by a scale factor of 2. And when I've done that, I get this square here. So I get a square, which is enlargement scale factor 2. And we can see also the area is enlarged by a factor 4. Let's just make that a little bit bigger, shall we? Okay. And then I did A plus x plus y, put that in there. And I did x minus y, put that in there, and so on. And then got all these points. And I get another square, which actually has got bigger and also been rotated for an angle. So A has gone to here and I've got B, C, D there. And on this one I've got A, B, C, D transforming to there. So that's what happens to those two shapes. So that shape under those two different transformations. Right, just for question 4, here is the transformation from question 3 that it talks about here, so I've got it written down there for you. It should only take you 30 seconds to see if you can write it in this format. So what you're going to try and do is write this transformation in this format here. So let's see how you do. Okay, so what we're going to try and do is try and write the transformation from the question sheet 1, question 3 in this way. I'm just going to grab that transformation. So here it was going from xy to 2x, 2y. So what we could do is we'd write this as t, and we've got x dash will equal to x, and we've got y dash will equal to y. And that's how we show that using this transformation. It's nice and straightforward. Right, for the first part of question 5, I'm going to split it up because it doesn't quite all fit on the screen. So here's A and B. So we're just going to have a look at that to start off with. I'm going to try and see if you can get all of these in the 2-minute time frame. Should be able to do this quite easy matrices questions. matrix. So what we're going to try and do is try and write the transformation from the
7 minus 2 is
the
going
question
to be 5.
sheet 1
Minus
question
2 plus
3
2
in
is
this
0,
way.
0
I'm just going to
minus
just
9
grab that
is
transformation.
minus
So
9.
here it was, it's going from
On
x,
here,
y
1
to
minus
2x
1 is
2y.
0.
So what we could do is we'd write this as t, and we've got x dash will equal 2x, and we've got 1. Right, so adding up this matrix, let's just do it next to it here. So we get 1 plus 1 is 2, 7 minus 2 is going to be 5, minus 2 plus 2 is 0, 0 minus 9 is minus 9. On here, 1 minus 1 is 0, 7 minus 2 is 9, minus 2 is minus 4, and 0 minus 9 is 9. And here we've got the joy of adding this up 4 times, so we're going to get 4 here. Add up all these 7s, we get 28. Add up all these minus 2s, we get minus 8. And add up, sorry, I don't need a comma there. And add up all the zeros, you get 0. Doing this matrix, we get, add these up, I take them away, we get 2, 3, going to be a 2. What we've got there, 1. Minus 3, 9, 8 plus minus 0 is 8. Weird looking 9, isn't it? Minus 2, minus 1, and minus 1. And then we're going to add these two together. So we're going to get minus 2, 1 plus 2 is 3, minus 4, minus 3 is minus 7, 0 plus 1 is 1, 2 plus 5 is 7, and 4 plus 9 is 13. Just a simpler way of notating the sum presented in part A, part 3. We could have just written this as 4 times that matrix 1, 7 minus 0. You can do that, and that's another way of writing that out, which would be much more simple. Right, just have a look at question C. I'll give you 30 seconds to think about your answer to this. We're going to write down the matrix, each matrix in its sum. So this is a 2 by 2 matrix, and this is a 2 by 3. And what that means is we cannot add them. We can only add matrices which have the same dimensions. So we can only add them matrices with the same dimensions. So we cannot add these two matrices. Here we go, another straightforward question. It's the last one. Finish off with 60 seconds to have a go at this one. This one out, so we're going to get 4 times that, so it's 4, 8 minus 4, 12, minus 3 times this one's minus 9 plus 12 minus 3 minus 15, and that will give us -5, -4, -4 plus 3 is -1. Combine these two together is going to give us 27. This one, 6 times all of this is going to be 24, 12, 3, -6, 18, 12. And this one will give us -2 times all of that is going to give us careful, I'm going to leave the minus there, so that's going to be +2. I'm just going to double these to start with, and then do the minus in a minute. And we've got those, so 2 minus 2, 24 minus 2 will give me 22. That will give me 6. 3 minus 2 is 1. -6 minus 6 is 0. 18 minus 18 is 0. 12 minus 10 is 22. You found that all helpful. It should have been very straightforward, very easy for further math set or any further mathematician to do at this stage. The sheets do get much harder, much quicker, but we start off from the basics and we work our way up through them during the series until we get to some quite tricky questions halfway through the course. So hope you found that useful, and we'll do the next sheet sometime later this week.